So Christmas is over, the holidays are done, and it's time to create some beef with multiple MMA personalities. So this video, I'm going to be breaking down the plants of the MMA industry now. We've got plant, we've got sus, where like maybe they are a plant, but we're not too sold on it, and then we got a very clear not a plant, and then we got CD. We're not going to do anything for that. I think this only really needs 3 tiers. And we're going to start off with the first person on this list, which is Paddy the fucking Batty, mate. Or lad, I should say. Paddy the fucking Batty, lad. I'm going to say, without a doubt in my mind, Paddy Pimblett is a plant. Now, let me just say, when I say somebody's a plant, this doesn't necessarily mean they're a bad fighter. It doesn't mean that they're bad or they don't work hard or whatnot. It just means they're given good opportunities by either the UFC or something related, like in the MMA industry. They are being given, these easier matchups. Like, say, Paddy Pimblett, if he gets, who's, a good example of... he gets an Arman Sarukian type rise up. Are you kidding me? He's not surviving the Arman Sarukian. Islam Makhachev in your debut. Then you get all these underrated, unranked lightweights. He got a very easy path. So in this case, plan just means, they really wanted to build Paddy Pimblett up, which is clear and evident, as you see he's now fighting for a belt after getting a win over Michael Chandler on a losing streak. It's all very obvious that he is... Essentially, they know he's very marketable. They know he could be a very big star. So yes, Paddy Pimblett is a plant in this context. 100%, not a doubt in my mind. He's a great fighter. He is good. Maybe not great. I'll say he's a good fighter. I think he's going to beat Justin Gaethje for the interim UFC lightweight championship. And he has improved quite a lot because they did give him that nice path to the the rankings that a lot of fighters aren't given. A lot of guys they're just thrown right to the wolves. Paddy Pimblett was not. And then speaking of which, we've got another guy in the lightweight division. We've got Mauricio Huffy, or Mauricio Ruffy, whatever way you want to say it. Look at the matchmaking, guys. He got Jamie Mullarkey in his debut, which is who's come off some carry losses. Jamie Mullarkey's not the lowest tier guy, but he's not very durable. So that was a pretty good matchup for him. Then after that, they gave him that Peruvian dude. Not sure what noticed though. I think he was meant to fight Charlie Campbell before. That's fair enough. But then it's mostly the fact that he got BSD and then lost, and now they're giving him a step up the rankings. And Rafael Fiziev, that makes you a plan. I'm sorry, you're getting favorable matchmaking because you're marketable. You're a fighting nerd. The fighting nerds are marketable guys, clearly. So yeah, we're gonna put Mauricio Ruffy as a plan. It's just evident with the matchmaking, guys. You can't deny it. Then moving on up, we've got the MMA Guru. The MMA Guru, Now, I think this one's pretty obvious where we're leaning for this one. He's not a plan. He just clearly isn't. The UFC hate him. Maybe not hate. Hate's a strong word, but this guy is not... He has not got a favorable reaction from the UFC brass. I have no doubt in my mind that the UFC are not a big fan of the MMA Guru, especially the things he said about Dana White and their matchmaking and everything like that. And he's a voice that, he works hard. He's not been planted into this position. I was subscribed to the MMA Guru in 2019 when he was or 2018 even. It was around where DC was fighting Derek Lewis. That was 2018. He has been on that grind. He has honestly been on that grind. He is not a plant by any means necessary. So MMA Guru goes in the not a plant category. With the things he said as well, why would they plant him to say all this anti-UFC type stuff? I know people say anyone is a fed and they're a double agent, but I think it's pretty freaking clear that the MMA Guru not a plant. And then speaking of his rival, if you will, or a former MMA Guru channel victim, we got Nina Drama. We got Nina Marie Drama. Used to be for Playboy. Used to be doing Vine. She just came out of nowhere, blew up in the UFC spotlight. She's clearly a plant. Let's just be honest. She's a beautiful woman. She looks good. She talks good. She actually does do good content. Let me just say, just because she's a plant, which we are going to put her in the plant category, this doesn't necessarily mean her content's not good. I actually do enjoy Nina Drama's content, but I think it is very clear she's an industry plant. The UFC love her. They give her all the big interviews. Dana especially, she's always with Dana White. It's just evident that that she is a plant, right? There's no denying that whatsoever. She popped up on Vine. She used to make videos with King Batch Botch. Sorry, I probably butchered his name, but you guys know what I'm talking about. The African American dude. He used to make a lot of like Vine. He blew up in Vine back when like Vine was the thing, and like she modeled for Playboy. Like she was already like a well known person, and then she just became this big MMA content creator out of nowhere. Now she's definitely planted in there. Then we got Peyton Talbot. Now Peyton Talbot is I really like this guy as a fighter. I think he's really good, but like Ronnie Barcelos has won two more fights since beating Peyton Talbot, and he's still not getting a ranked opponent. Talbot loses to Barcelos, and he's getting fucking Henry Cejudo 2 fights later. He's clearly a plant. A very, very good plant, though, let me say. Peyton Talbot, I really enjoy his fight style. This isn't a diss to him as a fighter. He's really good. I like his alternative. I like that he's like an alternative type guy as well, which we need that sort of market for the UFC. So there's no shade, there's no disrespect. I really respect Peyton Talbot. I respect most of these people too, by the way. But it is very clear that like Peyton Talbot is like the UFC love him. They give him favorable matchmaking. That's just clear. Like he is a plant. They were really promoting it big. Even like before he lost to Barcelos, they gave him I forgot what the guy's name was. I think he was Algerian or French, and they gave him that guy. He KO'd him in like 12 seconds. It was a lay-up win after he beat Cameron Simon. So they do. They give him favorable matchmaking. The UFC love him. They know he's marketable. They know he's a star. He's definitely a plant. Then we got a new face to some. We got Jaden Cable. Now I'm not gonna just shit on him as though he's a plant. He did work hard. Like he has been around for a bit. Like he's not just some guy who popped out of nowhere like people say. Because he does work for Home of the Fight, which is a legitimate organization, like a legitimate company. He's done a lot of like interviews and stuff like that for them. But where did he come from? Like I think he's like 19. Where did Cable come from? Right? Is his last name really Cable, or has it been changed? You know, like there's some interesting stuff I want to know about Mr. Cablestein over here. But like, did he kiss the wall? Is that how he got all these? But is this how he got his opportunities? But no, I do respect him. I like his videos. Like he has really good video ideas. Like interviewing Cedric Dumas and like asking about who would be his jail. Who would he want as a cellmate is like fucking really good idea. But that being said, I'm gonna put him in the sus. I'm not gonna say he's dead set up like a plan because I do think he's been on that grind for a while. He does suss me out a little bit, but I'm willing to like wait a little bit, see if he's a plan first because he does seem like he has been working hard. He's been doing this for a while. Like if you go look at Home of the Fight, he has done a lot of interviews for a while. I think Kevin Holland wanted to assault him at one point. So we're gonna put him on sus. You know, he doesn't say anything too crazy though. He does seem like he just goes with the flow a little bit, which is like, is this guy really got his own opinions, or is he just, is he planted there to spread an agenda? But you know what, I'm gonna put him in sus because I respect his grind and I'm not fully gonna just shit on him and say he's a plant. I do think he has worked hard, and not that these people up here haven't worked hard either. But I have seen him on that grind for a while. Like I don't think he's just a guy who's just popped up. I don't know. He did make a YouTube channel recently, but he isn't a guy who, has not been who's just commenting. He's got all these interviews. Like, he also lives in America. That's always going to be a benefit to getting these interviews. If you live in America, it is just going to be much, much easier. But yeah, for now, he's going to be in sus, but he could just be near a drama without tits, to be honest. But we'll put him in sus for now, and maybe I'll make a follow-up to this Industry Plant video if people like this one, and we'll rate him properly in a couple of months and see if anything changes. Then we've got Malcolm Wellmaker. He's just clearly a plant. Like, they gave him some real layup fights. I mean, they gave him Chris Matinho after he beat Cameron Simon. This is like the plant. The way of the plant is to beat Cameron Simon, and then the UFC are like, let's give him a big step down in competition. Like, 100% he is a plant. I do think he's not, like, horrible, but I have always said he's overrated. He is, like, marketable because he has, like, big KOs, but I've never fully rated Malcolm Wellmaker. Like, I think Talbot is considerably better than Wellmaker, and I've been saying this before he fought Ethan Ewing, because I think Ewing is actually a pretty good fighter. But yeah, I'm going to put Malcolm Wellmaker in the plant category just because of the matchmaking. I mean, as well as, like, they do just love him. Like, the UFC did love him. They scrambled to get him an opponent really short notice when Cody hadn't pulled out too. Like, the UFC never really, like, scrambled that hard. Last minute, typically, it's a bit harder, but I think they threw that offer at anybody who would take it. So yeah, I'm gonna put him in the plant. Now this is gonna be one that probably makes people a little bit angry. We got Alex Pereira here. I love Alex Pereira. I've bought Poatan shirts. Or I've always liked him. I was a big fan of him even before he's in the UFC because he knocked out Adesanya. Obviously, he had that big rivalry with Israel Adesanya. It was just clear they gave him favorable matchmaking to get him right to a title shot. They gave him Bruno Silva, they gave him Andreas Michailidis, and then they gave him Sean Strickland, and then they gave him a title shot. Unless I'm missing somebody, I think that was the Rice they gave him. And look, he goes in there and gets Adesanya in 4 fights, wins the belt, loses to Adesanya against Jan Blachowicz, and then he gets a title shot instantly, and then defends his belt a bunch. Not a bad fighter. He's a great fighter. Like that's no denying that. But he was planted. He was used as a plant. I'm sorry, guys. Please don't kill me. I know how crazy the Poatan fans can be. I am a Poatan fan myself. But it's just very evident that Alex Pereira was a plant, guys. They did plant him. They gave him plant matchmaking. And then we got Martin Sano. You know what? I'm actually going to make a new category. I'm going to call it plant. But failed. I could put Malcolm Wellmaker in this, but I'm not. I'm not going to say he's like completely failed. Like Martin Sano, the difference here is he was a plant, but he just wasn't remotely good enough to even get like a win streak going, to even be a little bit marketable. So we're gonna put Sano here in the plant, but failed. And then after that, we've got I got to explain who this guy is. So this guy was Nick Diaz's friend, and Nick Diaz said, "I will fight again, but you got to sign my friend Martin Sano." He got signed coming off 2 losses and a draw. That's right. That's what they did to sign him. Now he did have a win over Jeff Neal one time ago, but like Jeff Neal must have only just been training or something at that point because he was not experienced, and he somehow lost to this guy. But he was awful. He got KO'd in 10 seconds by Matthew Semmelsberger, and that was it. That was the career of Martin Sano. 10 seconds, him getting KO'd, and that was it. That was the career. Literally just signed because he's Nick Diaz's friend. Very Artem Lobov-y, but at least Lobov actually got some wins and wasn't like as bad as Sano was. But yeah, we're going to put him in the plant, but failed. Actually, I should probably like change this around, actually. Looking at this, it doesn't make sense to have the not a plant there, like they should be plant but failed, and then not a plant. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Sorry, we're working on the fly here, guys. But anyway, then moving on up, we've got CM Punk. That's right, we got CM Punk. I mean, this is pretty evident. He was a plant, but he failed. Yeah, just I don't know. He's just a failed plant. Like, it's you know how bad it's going to be like you're planted there to be good, and then you just lose, like in embarrassing fashion. Like that must be like I don't know. I don't know what their hope was with CM Punk. Like I think they were hoping he was going to be good, when he just evidently wasn't very good. But I mean, I respect to him for putting gloves on, but he was just awful. He literally just name value was the whole reason they put him in there. But yeah, we're gonna put him there. Now that I'm looking at it, I should probably have the sus category third. But you know what? I'm not gonna keep moving this. Yeah, oh my god, I'm gonna move it around again. Sorry, guys. I'm like thinking about this all on the fly. It's very unprofessional of me, but this is what you expect. This is what you expect. Let's swap this around. We would Punk at the front there too. Okay. Then moving on up, we got Mike Jackson. I mean, this guy just sucked. I don't even think he was a plant. We might just put him in the sucks category here. We're just gonna give him his own category. We're gonna call him Mike. We're just gonna give it Mike Jackson. We're just gonna put him in his own category. Mike Jackson was the guy they signed to fight Mickey Gall. He was a cameraman, or he was like a photographer. They gave him a shot to fight Mickey Gall because they needed Mickey Gall to have some more experience before he fought CM Punk. Yeah, he got absolutely destroyed there by Mickey Gall, dropped and subbed in seconds. And after that, he ended up fighting CM Punk, where he won a horrible, horrible fight, but it got overturned because of a weed violation. That's back when they would overturn fights for marijuana. And then he went and had a DQ win over Dean Barry, and then he got knocked out by Pete Rodriguez. And then he beat Pat Miletich, who beat him up for 2 rounds, and he gassed out. Mike Jackson, notorious for anti-white rhetoric on Twitter, calling people snow roaches and all weird things while being like a quarter black at most. Like he's got black power tatted on him, but I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that his dad was white and his mum was a mixed race woman. So like he is just quite literally more white than he is black. But I mean, whatever floats your fucking boat, Mike Jackson, you fucking idiot. I was gonna call him a retard. I might as well call him a retard. I just said it now, but I was trying to be professional and shit. But like, fuck it, he's a stupid guy. I don't like him. I just don't. His anti-white rhetoric that he always goes on about, like it doesn't matter. I've even seen him call like Mexicans like white slurs. Like it doesn't. This guy's just stupid. Generally, such a stupid guy. But I don't think he's a plan, and it's because the UFC didn't want this guy to succeed. He's just a bad guy they signed to literally be a can for other people. Then we got Kevin Iole. Now I'm going to put this guy in the plant category. If you guys know this guy does disagree with Dana White politically, but besides that, he just sucks off the UFC brass. Dana White can do no wrong. He's friends with Dana White. He gives Dana White all the praise in the world. He's always, backing up everything Dana White does. And this guy's like blind. He's also blind. I remember him scoring JDM versus Kevin Holland, 30-27 Kevin Holland. He's blind. He's stupid. He's notorious for being are you a doctor? Are you a doctor? The one time he's ever talked back against Dana White is always to do with politics, never about the practices. He's a self-identified left-leaning guy, but God forbid he talks about how the UFC are underpaying their fighters. No, that's made up. That's a hoax. So yeah, Kevin Iole's gone in the plant category. It's clear as day he's a plant. Plus, he's been doing this for like 20 years or something like that. Works for Yahoo Sports. He's just clearly a plant. Then we got Bedtime MMA. I love Bedtime MMA. Good guy. We did a collab a month ago now. He's a really good guy. He's Aussie, one of the Aussie boys. He's gone in the not a plant category. No way is Bedtime MMA a plant. I watched him grow as a channel when JDM fought Basil Hafez. So I know this guy's legit. No way Bedtime is a plant. The UFC not planting him. He's not planted by anything. He's got some sponsorships now, but that's like understandable. You're going to build those sponsorships up. He's not a plant. Bedtime MMA, he worked his ass off to get where he was, and it's just evident. And speaking of another guy, I mean, it's the big three right here. It's Bedtime MMA Guru, and Lucas Tracy. Lucas Tracy's not a plant. No, he's not a plant. Is he an opportunist? Yes, with his little cookbook and trying to like help his his fitness brand. But I respect that. I respect the grind. I think that's his true passion. I think he does love MMA. I do think he loves combat sports. But I also think he's got a real deep love for fitness. Lucas Tracy Fitness. I think he used to have like a workout page. He might still have it. He also loves a good muzz. But yeah, I'm going to put Lucas Tracy in the not a plant category. I don't think he's a plant, to be honest. He doesn't really shake me as a plant. He goes against the UFC quite a bit. So he's definitely not a plant. Then we've got Gene Silva. Let's just get you right up in there. He's definitely a plant. Loses to Diego Lopez. And then immediately, his next fight, he's getting Arnold Allen, who's still in the rankings. He's usually getting a big step down after that fight. Well, not a big step down, but, not like an Arnold Allen. Plus, they do market him a lot. They built him up against Bryce Mitchell to be like the big, the savior and all that stuff because of the evil words of freedom of speech that Bryce Mitchell was using. They really built him up. They built Gene Silva up as the big bad, slayer of evil against Bryce Mitchell. So he's going to go in the plant category. As you see, we've got 2 fighting nerds in this video, and 2 of them are in the plant category. We'll see what the third one is. Then we've got Anshul Jubli. I mean, I'm just going to put him right in the plant but failed category. This guy was meant to be the marketable Indian fighter. He was meant to be built up to help the Indian market. But he's just not very good. I mean, he's not as bad as people make him out to be. People make him out to be like he's an incompetent guy like these 2. He is actually somewhat decent. Now, is he UFC level? No. But, I mean, you get Quillen Sow killed. I mean, he is gonna smoke you, to be fair, But, he was winning that Mike Breeden fight. So people do over-exaggerate how bad Anshul Jubli is. I don't think he's as bad as people make him out to be. Do I think he's great or good? No. But he's not as low level. He could beat the next guy on this list. And there was a few people I think he could beat or at least have competitive fights with. So I'm going to put Anshul Jubli in the plant but failed category. Because, he is literally just used to get the Indian market. Let's be real. There's 1.4 billion people in India. That's a lot of people. That's not even going into the diaspora. of all the people from India. I mean, look at like there's little countries where like the Indian population exceeds 1 million. So like the Indian market's massive, it's huge, and more of India are getting into the UFC. So like that is a big market you need to get into. But unfortunately, he failed as a plant. And then speaking of plants failing, we've got Muhammad Yahya, who is from the UAE. He is just clearly a plant. They used him. They literally he's a DEI signing. Like he's not even that the best guy in his region. They literally just signed him because he's actually from the UAE. He's not like a Dagestani or something like that who lives there. He is actually a Marathi. Like he was actually born and raised. His family's from the Emirates. His family aren't expats. That's literally it. That's the whole reason they signed him. I swear they had a deal to sign like a UAE fighter, and that's why we got Muhammad Yahya. But he's awful. He's not very good. He got absolutely smoked his last time out against Stephen Nayusian. Got dropped like 7 times. Jason Herzog didn't want to stop the fight. 100%. Muhammad Yahya is a plant. Disagree with me if you want, but he's a plant. Then we got James Lynch. I'm putting James Lynch in the not a plant category because he's been doing this for a very long time. And like, yeah, he's a media member, but he's been blacklisted by like Ali Abdelaziz and I think some other managers too because he says what he wants to say, which I respect. I mean, he's not one of those yes men. He's not a yes man. He's got his enemies in the game because he says what he believes. He says what he wants to say. I really respect James Lynch. He does really good work. He's also giving me my flowers. You know, he's shown me a lot of respect with his videos. So I really appreciate James Lynch. He's a good man, and like he does fight for what's good in the sport. You know, like he does. Like if there's like some sort of like predator or something like that, he'll make a video about it. Like if there's some real big controversy that needs attention, he'll bring attention to it. You know, he's not like some yes man who's shies away from controversial topics. He will talk about it, and I respect that a lot. So James Lynch, not a plant. I have a lot of respect for James Lynch. Then we got the Schmo. I'm gonna put the Schmo in the sus category because the Schmo like bursted in on the scene out of nowhere. Dana White got like annoyed at him and found it a bit weird when he like first popped up at a press conference, said some weird questions. But then after that, him and Dana White became like best friends. He was always getting all these interviews with Dana White and all this sort of stuff. But that being said, with the Schmo, there is something about the Schmo. It's like I remember him and Dana White were real close, but I think that there's like the relationship's been torn apart. Because I remember that Dana White got pissed off at him when he asked about Jorge Masvidal versus Kevin Holland. Like, you two had like a fight backstage and all this stuff, and Dan was like, "Hey, knock it off. These guys got fights against other kids, like essentially that's what he said." And then ever since that, we haven't really seen the Schmo talk with Dana White. There hasn't been any interaction like that. They don't seem as cool as they once were. So I'm going to put the Schmo in sus. I think maybe he was a plant, but I think he's lost his plant status, which was very rare. He's the rare former plant. So maybe I could put him in the plant but failed. That actually probably makes sense. I do think he was actually a plant. So I'm going to put him in the plant but failed. That actually makes a lot more than sus. So we're going to put him in plant but failed. Then we got Caio Borrello. Now this is going to be an interesting one because I did speak about Caio Borrello previously as I put his teammates Mauricio Ruffi and Gene Silver in the plant category. He's not a plant. The UFC hate him. He's not as marketable as the other two. His fight style's not as good. He's beat a lot of unranked guys. They were trying to give him like bad stylistic matchups for himself, I feel like. He's not a plant. He generally is not a plant. He's boring somewhat. Doesn't have like the craziest personality. He's not very marketable like the other two. Doesn't fight like the other two. He's not like as cool as the other two, let's be real. So yeah, we're going to go Caio Borrello in the not a plant category. I actually don't think he's a plant, to be honest with you guys. So we're going to put Caio Borrello in the not a plant category. Then we've got Bryce Mitchell. I mean, Bryce Mitchell he could have a category of his own, to be honest. He's definitely not a plant. He's the only fighter where the UFC have had to like bring out like a spreadsheet to like talk about like some of the atrocious things he's allegedly said, like they had to bring out a sheet to say, we don't condone this type of behavior. No, we believe in free speech. Like, I think Dana White came out and brought like a stat sheet from like casualties of World War II because of some of the things Bryce Mitchell said. So like, yeah, he's not a plant. He's not a plant. The UFC are not wanting someone like Bryce Mitchell to represent their brand. So we're going to put him in the not a plant category. Then we've got a Tiba Gutierrez. I'm going to put him in the sus because they have given him some very nice matchmaking, let's be real. They've been giving him can after can after can. So I'm going to put him in the sus. I mean, he's running for these guys, but they are trying to build him up. You know what? We're going to put him just in the plant category straight up. He's a plant because he is not even sus. I mean, it is obvious what they're trying to do. Tiba Gutierrez is good. I do think he's good, but we haven't seen him test it. He hasn't fought anybody good yet because they just keep giving him these cans. And even his next fight is against another like low-level guy. They're not giving him a step up. They just keep giving him these easy fights. He's going to be like on a 4-fight first-round KO streak against like four non-UFC level guys. Like, I don't like that, to be honest. I think he should get a step up, fight somebody actually decent. But I do like watching him KO people, so like, why not? Let's keep the KO streak going. And then we got Mansour Abdul Malik. He's absolutely a can. They gave this guy Antonio Tricoli after beating like 2-3 guys in the UFC. He went to a draw with Cody Brundage because of like a foul. But like, this guy's absolutely a plant. They're can crushing this guy like crazy. Like, giving him Tricoli on a win streak when Tricoli's like 0-2 in the UFC is some crazy matchmaking. Maybe Dana is jealous that Mansour Abdul Malik's smashing Mackenzie Dern, and that Antonio Tricoli's smashing Mackenzie Dern. So he's like, yeah, give him Mansour. Like, maybe. Because he was 0-2 in that Mansour fight. Like, he lost to Shara Bullet, he lost to Trayshawn Gore, and they give him Mansour Abdul Malik with a bunch of momentum. That's honestly borderline criminal, to be honest. It was his birthday too. They tried to kill Tricoli on his birthday. Like, Dana, I think that's some weird jealousy thing with Dana's like, oh yeah, you're going to sleep with that guy, kid. Well, give him Malik. Like that. Honestly, wouldn't surprise me if they give a Tiba Gutierrez fucking Tricoli after he wins his next fight. Then we got Gene Silver. Gene Silver, clear. Oh my god, did I put him in here twice? I didn't even realize I put him in here twice. Oh my god. Well, let's just put him in there again. Fuck it, he's such a plant. We got to put him in there twice. I didn't even realize I put him in there twice. And then last but not least, we have Benny P. Now I know this guy quite well. To be honest with you guys, like, I know this Benny P guy quite well. I've watched his whole rise. I've been there from the beginning, and I can confirm this guy is not a plant. Not a plant. 100% not a plant. You can check it. I haven't taken any money from the plant. What's it called? I was trying to make a reference to something, but I can't even remember. Like, I haven't taken anything from Pie Pack, Plant Pack. No Plant Pack payments. You can check it, take it to the bank. I'm not paid for. Am I for sale? Somewhat. I mean, do I have gambling sponsorships on Twitter? Yes, that is true. I do. Benny P does have a Kalashi sponsorship, but I am not a plant. Trust me, guys. I am the definition of not a plant. But I will take some money if you guys offer me some. But if it goes against my morals, no, that is not happening. But hey, if you guys want to hire me, give me some money, please do go ahead. But I will not sell my soul. That will never happen. I will never. Benny P will never sell his soul. I can guarantee I'll never start a crypto, like, plug. What's that thing they call, like, what's like that scam people do with crypto? I'm talking like chats here, like you guys I'm live chatting with you guys. But I will never I'll never do a rug pull or whatever it's called. I'll never like do a crypto scam where like, yeah, everyone donate and then I like sell it off. Like, I'll never do that. I probably wouldn't even do crypto. I don't know about that stuff. I wouldn't want to scam any of my subscribers, especially people who have been there from the beginning. So 100% I'm not a plant. But let me know what you guys think of the MMA Industry Plants tier list. I feel like I could have added a few people, maybe MMA Joey, but like, let's be real. He's not a plant because the cunt doesn't eat vegetables. He doesn't eat anything like that. So there's 0% plant in MMA Joey. He's just a rage baiter. But maybe I'm thinking maybe I'll do a follow-up list and I'll add a few more names. If you guys really like this video, like it, comment. Let me know if I should make another. Like industry plant tier list in the future. And if you guys have made it this far into the video, make sure you subscribe, put on notifications. Shout out to the members, Todd and M, because it really helps a lot for you guys to be members. And I guess because I'm uploading this the 26th here, it's probably Christmas. So Merry Christmas to the Americans and the other people who are celebrating Christmas right now. Merry Christmas. Have a good one. God bless. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you subscribe. Goodbye. Like the tiers, man. I'm loving these tier lists. I'm loving these ideas. I feel like these are good. This is some good shit I'm coming up with. But anyway, thanks for watching. Goodbye.